So after my father had a chain of jewelry stores for many, many years, almost 10 years, he did try to go into the liquor store business. My sister talked him out of it after a while, but, you know, anyway, he had a liquor store right here. It's somebody else's liquor store now, but it's Clear Fork Liquors. It's kind of like a retirement thing. There's that one right there for a little while, right next to Moe's Cafe. And my sister kind of got upset with him, but he did very well in his jewelry business for many years. But he got a little loan and opened that liquor store for a while. Don't know why, because he was raised Baptist, so I never. It's kind of a contradiction kind of thing, a walking contradiction. But yeah, I don't know. A lot of Baptists don't go off and open a liquor store, but they probably have been bartenders. I think they probably have been bartenders. So, but they're, you know, God sometimes puts us in dark places so we can reach other people. River Oaks Baptist right there. Couple of cats coming up. I'm a big lover of kitty cats. Always have been. I am a little superstitious about the black cats. I have owned a black cat, Mojo. He's one of my favorite cats. He passed away a few years back. But I try not. There's a little light kitty. I try usually not to walk across the path of a black cat. It's just a weird thing with me. It's kind of respect to that myth. I know it's just superstition, but I do like cats. And I had Mojo for a long time. Mojo was in my life for about 5 years, Mojo Nixon, along with Romeo, also known as Roadie, the cat. They went to Maine with me, and they rode in my vehicle at the top. I had the whole thing stuffed full of various items. And that's when I went off to attempt to write a book. I do not recommend to do that to anybody unless you have an astronaut suit and a monster truck. You want an astronaut suit and a monster truck if you're in Maine, because the winters are very hard. Stephen King's probably one of our greatest writers in the world because he lives through the winters there and has so for many years. But that's what I recommend. If you're going to go there, show up in a monster truck with an astronaut suit and a typewriter. You'll do fine. And then listen, man, you show up in Maine, you're inspired to write. You'll just start writing, you know, just like, I think I need to write some of this stuff down. It's like a 1,000-page book, still around too. I posted a lot of it. Makes me want to cry. I went and tried to do a rewrite on it, and I said, there's no way. And so I was like, I'll just give this to the editors if we ever get a hold of it, if it ever happens. This is the first delivery right here. So the next delivery is going to be 1.6 miles, 3 minutes. We'll arrive at 3:53 in the PM, passing Glenwick. We're in kind of, I guess, you know, north side, Fort Worth or something like that. To be exact, we're in River Oaks, Texas. All right, this is number 2. All right, so 5.2 miles. The next delivery, this is number 3. It's 12 minutes. We'll be there at 4:09 in the PM. A big black bug bit a big black bear, and the big black bear bled blood. Susie sells seashells by the seashore. Susie sells seashells by the seashore. To sit in solemn silence on a dull dark dock, in a pestilential prison with a lifelong lock, awaiting the sensation of a short, sharp shock from a cheap and chippy chopper on a big black block. Red leather, yellow leather. Red leather, yellow leather. Red leather, yellow leather. Unique, New York, New York, unique. Hey guys, I know you're excited. There goes a hawk, and I'm assuming it was a hawk. I'm not sure what it was, but we're passing under the bridge, and we're going to be passing over Lake Worth. And since I'm on this side, there's one part of the lake, but there's a Porsche. Better let the Porsche pass. There it goes. And there's the lake, Lake Worth. All right. A few more miles for that third delivery. We're here, Casino Beach Park, finally. There it is. Not real active today, but the amount of cute dogs they bring to that park is amazing. And it's on the other side, or the leeway of the old Lake Worth. Whee! We got the third delivery coming up. Gonna be setting out to do the old oil change here pretty soon coming up. That'll make a little bit of a vlog. This November has been kind of a little, you know, some holidays I usually don't get nervous, but I've been wanting to cry, and I don't know why. I haven't seen my kids since March 9th of 2019. 2021, 22, about 4 years. I miss them dearly. Especially, I do miss Elizabeth. That was my first daughter. She's so incredibly cute. You know, the thing about Elizabeth that I loved is she would always, when I would eat something, she would always come over to investigate what I was eating, and then would want a bite. You know, if I was having a burrito or something, she would want a little bite of the burrito, or, you know, a cracker or something. And she even liked, and this is something kids usually don't do. I don't think I can go this way, but I'm gonna try to anyway. She would, is this thing sending me in a circle? Oh, I love it when it does this. One time I had an oyster. I eat oysters, smoked oysters. And she tried one, and she seemed to like it, on a cracker with mustard. And she's had a little smile on her face. That's called an oyster, Elizabeth. I haven't seen them since they were very little. David's almost 10, so David's 9 right now. And they share that they're Irish twins, David and Elizabeth, so they share the same month. Well, they'll have the same year, meaning at one time in the year they'll both be 9 or they'll both be 10. So Elizabeth, anyway, they have a summer birthdays. Their birthdays are in the summer. One's August and one's July. But the other one, the one that I don't know very well, I didn't get to see her since she was a baby. The last time I saw her, she was 3 months old. That would be Gwendolyn. She looks like the happy one. And listen, when you get to see your children, your whole entire existence fills with light. You realize why you're here. It's a reminder, and you suddenly realize. And to me, even thinking about them now brings a feeling of just light and joy in my whole body from head to toe. It's like heaven on earth, children are. There's no greater gift on this planet. But Daddy went on a little pilgrimage on YouTube. I think I've actually missed this turn. It's going to be here where the deer are. I'm not going to say Elizabeth is my favorite. I do admire David and his intelligence and his energy and his passion, just like his daddy. He's very passionate. I don't care what they become as long as they love it and they're following their dream. And, you know, whatever it is that they want to do, you know. I know David likes cars. Elizabeth likes the word princess. That's the word I'd always hear her say. It's princess over and over again. And when I would turn on YouTube when they were younger, it was like a Wall Street bidding, you know. They would, oh, that one, yeah, oh, right here, go. You know, they wanted to watch certain things. And it was mostly kids stuff. They love cartoons and all that fun stuff. Gwendolyn, in all the pictures I've seen Gwendolyn, she's always smiling. But for Christmas, if I could get a photo of them, it would be the greatest gift I could get for this Christmas, if that was the only gift that I was given, just a photo. But I did not go to the battle of custody with them. I couldn't do that. I don't know why I didn't do it. I just couldn't drag Angel into court. I just couldn't do that. This is a beautiful road. That's all I want to say on that matter. But I do miss them all. And I even miss, I know it's crazy to say, but I even miss my mother-in-law and all of them. They're all family to me no matter what. You know, all that we can all kind of get over this. But we got to realize that God has special plans for all of us and walks us through these struggling times. And I pray with Linda about it, and she cares too, and her friends and family care too. And Linda struggles with her own battle and problems and things, and I pray for her as well. But I know God looks over us and watches us and cares for us just as we do our own children, because we're his children. And that's what this holiday is about, November and Thanksgiving and Christmas. It's about God watching over us and loving us, and we're his children, we're his gifts. And you know, the word Jonathan, which is my legal first name, it means God is given. So it's about the gift. But I don't want to get too dogmatic and religious. I'm not necessarily getting all theological. I'm just saying that we're passing North Lake here. We got a little bit more time to go. We're right alongside of Lake Worth, which is a beautiful lake. I find Texas very pretty, regardless of what people say. I think it can be very pretty. And I'm also fans of other places too. You know, I lived in Maine for a while, lived in California. I think they're very beautiful places. They all have their own distinct beauty. Texas is very flat, and it goes on for a very long time. It's a big old state with lots of barbecue and lakes. They have lakes all over the place. All right, guys, we're on number 4, and this is going to be a 3.8 mile, 8 minute. We'll be there at 4:24 in the PM. This is a vulture. They usually live off roadkill. Don't go around them, they smell. And they kind of look like turkeys. All right, that's good enough on that one. It'd be fun to live by the lake. Of course, when it rains too much, it's not as fun. Or if a tornado hits the lake. But ultimately, it would be fun. It'd be nice, you know, kind of a therapeutic. As long as there's no tornadoes or it doesn't rain too much or flooding. Okay. Yeah, this is Lakeside, remember? The cellular tower. It's crusted with cellular. It's not a cellular tower. It's a water tower, and it's crusted with cellular devices. Is what I meant to say. It looks strange. It's like a utility belt that's strapped around the water tower. Strange, you know, these neighborhoods, they have these roads that kind of, like, where does that go? I'm not going to go to find out, but it's just kind of, I don't know. You just kind of want to go down there and drive down that road and see what, but we're going to head off. Okay. All right, this is number 5, and we're going to go 3.9 miles, 7 minutes. We'll be there at 4:38 in the PM. I see the changing of the leaves in Texas too. You see the green, and it goes to the gold, umber, autumn colors. amber, I guess is what I meant to say. Green and amber, almost red right there. All right, this is one of them. What in the world? It wants a storage shed, I don't know. Oh my gosh, it's like a Gone with the Wind plantation house. This is definitely a filming location for sure. Oh, there's a cat outside too. That could definitely be used for a movie. Look at that little house. There's the cat. Hey, kitty. Meow. Okay, there. Okay, finally. Camera phone turned on. That's for the cat right there. It's a little warming thing. It's like a little Buddha bowl. They go in there and it warms them. It's an outdoor cat. Cat's way over there. It's really cute. But I wanted to, this is like on a hill right here. That's part of Lake Worth. It's a really cool little location. Here. This would be a really cool place to live on this hill right here. Is that not cool? It's just, I think it has a backyard. It probably has a better view of the lake. That house could totally be remodeled. I mean, not that it's not, you know, in good shape now, but there's something really cool looking about it. I don't know, it just looks kind of cool. Got an old plantation house. I'm gonna turn around. Another thing cool about this little house is they have this long driveway. Now in Grace, aka Where Vlog, the Gray Slippin' Ranch, it does have like a long driveway. Look at that. It's like an Adobe style. I don't even know what that is. But it has a well. There's a well over that way. It has a long road, you know. And there's a little thing right there. And they, you know, end up busting through this like large gate with the Uber driver. Mark, the Uber driver, is the one that's kind of, no one gets in trouble for it. They say it's mechanical failure in the movie, in the script. I don't know where the idea came from, but I guess because I was an Uber driver for almost 4 or 5 years. I've never really, no one ever told me to bust through a gate. But people get Uber drivers to do crazy stuff. Trust me, I did too. There'd be some knock and runs and I'd have to be in the car. And you're getting paid plus extra tip. So you're like, okay, go knock and run on the house, you know, knock on the door and run off, you know, that kind of stuff, you know. But I just took it to an extreme, raise the stakes. I guess in the script. Yeah. You know, I was listening to Richard Linklater the other day, who's like our teacher when it comes to filmmaking. He really is our teacher. He's a really good teacher. He keeps it kind of simple. He talks about things. He shows movies at the Austin Film Society. He started all this. He was never really a major film major. I guess he wasn't really a film major in school per se. He did go to Sam Houston, and then he started the Austin Film Society. He actually started all that and still caters to it today and has people come in to talk about films. He's just now got a project cleared, green-lighted for working on a documentary or narrative. I don't know which one it is, but it's about Godard, Jean-Luc Godard's Breathless. So he's taking that on, and I can't wait to see it. And I watch him almost like every night and listen to what he says about film. He says it's about moments, and I agree with that. So when you're writing a screenplay, you really want to write about moments. So you're reenacting moments, and don't worry about plot as much. Plot is probably can be kind of the killer sometimes. The moments are what you're trying to revamp, or you're trying to recall, or you're trying to ignite, these moments in film and in movies and stuff like that. And he talks about that. I think it's a great note. He gives great notes to the filmmaker and the writer and the screenplay writer. Speaking of gates, this one has a little E in it. The Living Ranch one has an L. Kind of like that a little bit. The thing interesting about Jean-Luc Godard, he was on the DC show, the Dick Cavett show, and he was talking about a script, and he pulls the script from his jacket. It's these little like green and red notebooks that are about this big, and he hands it to him, and DC tries to put it in his jacket. Dick Cavett, I'm like, I'm going to take these, and he's like, no, I need it back for the movie. He was probably being honest about it too. It was crazy.